course of this brief speech, we've heard more questions than President Obama's allowed in the past year. In fact, since we have the men and women of the media here, let me make an offer to our president. I would welcome the president if he wants to get 100 of his most rabid political operatives in a room. I'll answer their questions on television as long as he likes. And in exchange, all I would ask, Mr. President, is you take not 100, but 10 of the men and women in this room and spend 30 minutes answering their questions for the American people. You know, when the fight for Obamacare started, Senator Mike Lee and I began by pitching it in Washington. And it was abundantly clear that this was not a strategy that Washington was going to embrace. It was far too risky, and if there's one overarching urge in Washington, it is risk aversion. Do nothing, nothing, nothing that has any risk that it might actually do anything. And so this summer, Mike Lee and I took a very different strategy. We said, okay, we're going to go. Ma'am, I look forward to you at the town hall we'll pull together. We tried a very different strategy. We said, okay, we'll go over their heads. Now, a lot of folks in Washington said, oh, you mean you'll talk to Republican leadership? We went over their heads to the American people. For much of the month of August and September, Mike and I traveled this country speaking to town halls all over the country and saying, how scared is the president? What a statement of fear. What a statement of fear. Oh, they don't want the truth to be heard. They definitely don't want the truth to be heard. As we traveled the country speaking to the American people, making the case, what we said from the beginning, I said, you know what? I can't stop Obamacare. Mike Lee can't stop Obamacare. Oh, we have 2 more, 3 more. Gentlemen, ladies, thank you for your passion, but you should respect the rights of the men and women who are here. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate that the administration You know, the nice thing is the left will always tell you who they fear. And they fear you. They fear the American people. The fundamental problem in Washington is not listening to America. And what happened? This fight on Obamacare. We went and made the case to the American people, launched a national website, don'tfundit.com. In a matter of just a few weeks, over 2 million Americans signed that petition on don'tfundit.com. It is because of you that the House of Representatives has been standing strong, because the House has been listening to the people. It is because of you that for the past 2 months the country is engaged in a national debate about the enormous harms Obamacare is causing. All of the millions of Americans who are losing their jobs, being pushed into part-time work, losing their health insurance. It is because of you that the American people are energized. And we see the Obama administration defending positions that are utterly and completely unreasonable. Repeatedly, the House of Representatives has acted to compromise, to fund vital priorities, and repeatedly, President Obama and the Democrats have refused to negotiate. Now, I will note this afternoon, look, the Democrats are feeling the heat. So this afternoon, President Obama has invited the Senate Republicans to the White House. So after leaving here, I'm going to be going to the White House. I will make a request. If I'm never seen again, please send a search and rescue team. I very much hope tomorrow morning I don't wake up amidst the Syrian rebels. But listen, that's true. They'll talk to us unlike this administration. You're exactly right. Listen, none of us know what's going to happen on this Obamacare fight right now. In my view, the House of Representatives needs to keep doing what it's been doing, which is standing strong. And that is the model for every other fight. We need no more Washington solutions. We need to go back to the American people. The media tells us we cannot win. In fact, I think I read in the New York Times today that Hillary has already started her second term. The media wants America to give up and allow this country to keep sliding off the edge of the cliff. But let me tell you, there are two things I have unabiding faith in. One is a benevolent God who loves each and every one of us. And number two is the American people who love liberty and opportunity unlike any nation, any people in the history of this world. Many of y'all know my father, Cruz. I am hoping in time I can encourage him not to be such a wallflower. When he fled Cuba 55 years ago, after being imprisoned, after being beaten, when he came here seeking freedom, he did it because no nation on earth has allowed so many millions of people to come with nothing and achieve anything and achieve the American dream. What does it take to win this fight? It takes the men and women in this room. Each of you is called to be here. Much like Esther, you were called for a time such as this. For 400 years, every generation of Americans has given to their kids and grandkids greater opportunity, greater prosperity, a greater future. If we keep going down this road, we will become the first generation not to do that. And every man and woman in this room, believes in your heart, in your gut, in your soul, that is utterly and completely unacceptable. As Ronald Reagan famously observed, freedom is not passed down in the bloodstream from one generation to the next. Every generation has to rise up and defend it. Or one day, we will find ourselves answering questions from our children and our children's children. What was it like when America was free? None of us will ever have to answer that question, because together, the American people, we are going to restore that shining city on a hill that is the United States of America. Thank you, and God bless you.